And I don't plan on switching to Road to the Show quite yet. We are going to keep going, and we are going to see the debut of playoff baseball for the Vancouver Athletics, barring the worst goddamn collapse you've ever seen. Before that, though, we got contract extensions to worry about. Just what chat wants to talk about. Money. Will Smith wants over $1 million. You're probably letting him go. Michael Chavis, who you signed this year, is willing to sign for cheap. Pretty much no reason to not bring him back as a backup first baseman just to keep him on roster, right? He's a serviceable enough backup first baseman. Yeah, but maybe wait. See if you can get him for cheap. Jeff Adams is just, that guy's a lost cause for you guys at this point. Yeah, he wants over $1 million. LOL. Second base, nobody that you actually have to worry about. Third base, Luis Perez. Is he a Rule 5 pickup? I'll let you guys keep him. Makes no difference to me. Naylor, you might as well keep as a backup shortstop. He's going to be a little bit expensive as a backup shortstop, but as we've seen, every fucking backup shortstop's expensive, so, I mean, you might as well. He's going to keep getting better, too. Floyd Horton, who's been a depth option for you. You might be able to save a smidge, yeah. In terms of the closers, Pedro Eliz obviously needs to stick around. Kerry Gamble. It's a big pick for you guys last year. A little bit. Adrian Morejon, who you picked up this year in a trade. No reason to not keep him. The big question is, how long do you want to keep him? He's been okay this year. A 1-year deal is probably for the best. You know, you might have to overspend to keep him a little bit, but he's one of your better bullpen options. 3.2 is not that bad for 1 year, you know? He hasn't been amazing this year, but he also hasn't been dreadful. So, any disagreements on the Morejon contract? Going with it. For the starters, Brad Keller has been a filler player for you guys for a while. You're definitely not going to want to pay him $2 million. Harmon. Arbitration time. $3 million. There you go. Jim David. Oh, is Jim David gonna want to get paid after these 3 years, chat? Good Lord, is he gonna want to get paid? I don't know if you're gonna be able to afford Jim David and Yuri Perez at the same time. That's gonna be interesting. You are gonna have to go to arbitration with him at the end of the year. That's gonna be an interesting contract for you guys to deal with. Will Comstock, you are going to be my starter starting next year. At least you'll be on the roster. Felipe Casillas. Really don't want to have to overpay you, but what choice do I have? Edgar Sanchez. Go to 2 years. Rengifo. Oh, boy. I'll go for the 1 year for Rengifo just because he is getting up there. All right, you want some security or giving up a club option then, Chief? There you go. Glaber. You've been a good soldier for me, Glaber. I'll give you the same deal I just gave Rengifo, basically. Holy shit. Okay, he really wants that extra year. Like, really wants that 3rd year. I'll risk it. Miguel Perez at third base. Save a little bit of money. Fingers crossed you win the challenge. I mean, yeah. I'm still going to see what the hell happens, though. We talked about that. We talked about that. I plan on losing this, absolutely. But Ivan Veliz was a filler player, so I can't hold on to him. Mr. Seaver, my first overall pick from last year. Sam Valet, who I will hopefully be trading to Colorado soon if they will fucking send me an offer. And for the pitchers, Miguel Quiones multiple time. Oh boy. All right, it's time for his big boy contract. Miguel, I'm thinking 9 years, buddy. I'm thinking 9 years. That's $7.4 million. How about 7.5? There we go. Miguel is going to be here for a long time. Cervantes. Signs. Dougie Ikea. The Ikeda, of course. Welcome in. Kodai Senga. Get the fuck off of my team. Jason Suzuki. And then Luis Garcia. You know, it's cheap enough, Luis. We can still do this. 2 year with a club option. I'll give you the... Oof. I'll have to give you that 3rd year, just like I gave to Glaber. That's a little bit pricey, but I can't really afford to lose you. I can't afford to give him that deal at this point in time. I'll be able to afford it in the offseason. We march on. The big question, is it finally playoff time in Vancouver? It certainly looks like it. It certainly looks like it. There will be no collapse this year. Chat 14 games ahead of the Angels. And the A's are going to be heading to the playoffs for the very first time. Let's take a look at those September call-up options. Certainly makes sense to go with Howie Elliott, Avi England, and probably center fielder Marcus Weber. So not too bad there. And then Class A, you can call these guys up to AAA just to fill out that roster and not have any particular trouble. Things looking good in Vancouver. For the Mermen, Will Comstock, welcome to the Major League roster. Robert Fujita, welcome to the Major League roster. Aviators do not have the proper number of pitchers. I don't believe you. Should be fine, though. You guys did get to 500 last season. And then blew it. Is the only way to put it. I'm gonna keep getting this message because, again, you guys weren't able to sign the proper amount of pitchers, so this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Have I? Oh, no. No, I have not. It is official. The A's are heading to the playoffs. As I am just going to have to spam through this alert until that AAA season comes to an end. That is not true about barely getting to 250. I lost less than 100 games last year. Gonna have to do this every single day. There we go. 100 wins for the Couve. 103 and 59. The A's will get a first round bye in the playoffs, while the Mermen finish with 60 wins. Fuck you, barely 250, Frank. Suck it. You don't even know what you're talking about. Your toilets flush the wrong way. Friggin' Australians. So looking at it, the number 1 seed in the American League, the Vancouver A's, as the Angels take on the Orioles, the Royals and Yankees, and Boston also await. On the other side, it's San Fran and Colorado, Atlanta, St. Louis, with Pittsburgh and San Diego. So there you go. Added 22 wins between years while losing Cease. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Let's get a look at some numbers here for my team, and then, of course, we'll take a look at your team heading into the playoffs. 60 wins for the Mermen. Still dead last in the league, which is awesome. Great chance of getting another number 1 overall pick. In terms of my numbers this year, for position players, hit leader was Gleyber Torres. Home run leader, Rengifo with 29. Seaver with 22 as a rookie. Not bad. Not bad. RBI leader was Rengifo. Best OPS was Gleyber Torres. That makes sense. Terms of the pitchers. Well, they squared, I'm funny on occasion. Austin Jordan was my winningest. Orozco, 9-14. 170 strikeouts for Suzuki. That's not bad. If that guy can go to a B potential, I'll be feeling pretty good. Orozco, leading starter with a 4.25 ERA. Not great. Let's take a look at the award winners. National League MVP goes to Nolan Schanuel. The Shanuel. American League MVP, Spencer Steer. Outduels Vladdy. Spencer Steer winning MVP, the very controversial signing. But he takes home an MVP in 2031. Your oh my God. Your Cy Young winner, Jim David. With runners-up Yuri Perez and Matt Harmon. This might end this year. This challenge might end right here, right now, in 2031. Jesus Christ. National League Cy Young winner was Hunter Green for the Braves. Wow. NL batting title goes to Brett Beatty in Pittsburgh. AL batting title to Spencer Torkelson in Kansas City. Reliever of the year, Johnny Woodard in Boston. Anthony Roberson, come on. I know the ERA, but come on. NL reliever of the year, Roency Contreras. Man, three closers with 50, huh? Rookie of the year in the National League, they gave it to David Holton, the German that you guys were almost able to trade for. Second place for Matty Seaver. Fuck. AL Rookie of the Year, Tom Whitaker in Detroit. Hank Aaron Award winner goes to Torkelson and Riley Green. So, one hell of a season, to say the least, in Vancouver. Who will take our full focus now. Let's look at their stats. For the starters, 19-4 for Harmon, 17-8, 17-7 for those three. Outrageous. Then Juan Baroa at 11-11. 209 strikeout. Dude, you lost Dylan Cease and added Jim David, basically. Imagine if you had Dylan Cease. I don't know how the hell you would have afforded it, but Jesus Christ. 2.87 ERA for Perez, a 3.13 for David. Crazy starting pitching. For the relievers, Gavin Hollowell. God damn. You got some good relief pitching this year, too, from the looks of it. Yeah, Gregory Santos was arguably the worst of the bunch. Good pitching across the board. Pedro Elias and Derek Hope. Of course, Hope was an all-star. Yeah, outrageously good pitching across the board. Tyrone Ray, 6 home runs, 42 RBIs. He's serviceable enough, right? He did the job, splitting time with Will Smith. First base, Vladdy, 33 home runs, 123 RBIs, and a 956 OPS for the now 32-year-old who's got 2 years left on his deal. You also have the opt-out in the final year, should you want it. I don't think you're going to have to worry about it. Second base, Gavin Lux, 23 home runs, 84 RBIs, and 844 OPS. Another phenomenal season for Gavin Lux. His overall did drop a little bit, but he still performed well. And again, you have him for one more year and then can opt out for the final year. So if he continues to decline, you won't be too screwed. Johnny Slaughter, 20 home runs, 82 RBIs, 696 OPS. Again, he continues to be serviceable. That's all you can ask for. Robert Sposato in his second year, 4 home runs, 40 RBIs, 27 stolen bags, and a 755 OPS. Not bad for Robert Sposato. A lot of contract control left there, too. MVP, Spencer Steer, 36 home runs, 126 RBIs, and a 978 OPS. What a season for Spencer Steer, who you have both this year and Jesus Christ, you got the MVP on less than $12 million. Obviously, you're going to pick up the option for next year at $10 million. I mean, for all the controversy surrounding him, that turned out to be a marvelous contract. Wow. Center field, Mr. Rafaela. 18 home runs, 93 RBIs, 834 OPS. He's still got 4 years left after this. It's only his second year. Horton behind him obviously didn't do much. Weber wasn't quite ready for prime time. And Juan Soto on right, 37 home runs, 110 RBIs, the 931 OPS. He's got 2 years left on his deal, just like Vladdy. What a fucking team. Jesus. I can't imagine you guys not winning this right now, honestly. Look at how that team developed. That's a World Series winning team right there. Outrageous options on both sides of the ball. That's a team that can win the whole damn thing. The question is, will it be the Angels or the Orioles that you guys take on in a best of 5 in the ALDS? And the answer is Baltimore. As they make it past the Angels, KC advances, as does San Francisco and Atlanta. Let's do it. We'll get a prediction up. Will it be Vancouver or Baltimore? Let's take a look at the Orioles roster in 2031. Starting pitching, Jackson Jobe, Jordan Hicks, Roger Gall, Blake. Okay, they got some good starting pitching. Relievers, Lawrence Ponce. Ooh, they have a pretty weak bullpen, though. Catcher, Kyle Teal. First base, Kyle Manzardo, who you're very familiar with. Very familiar with. Second base, Nolan Gorman. Leslie Braver. Definitely not Beaver. Third base, Kobe Mayo. Oh, man, I got a good team. Shortstops, Fernando Cruz and Luis Almeida. Left field, Jason Chourio. Justin Dominguez in center. Dylan Head, Estrella Ruiz. Dude, they got a good team. They got a good team. I also want to make sure on your roster it didn't call up or send down any incorrect options. Torn ACL for Lonnie Duarte, by the way. That's a tough go. Just wanted to make sure that your roster was accurate. No reason to have Edwards there. Is there another obvious cut? Oh, I agree that your roster is better, but, you know. The game wanted to run Weber on the team. It's not the worst idea. Horton. GB, what's going on? Hell of a name there. What's happening? Honestly, I think, yeah, it set up your roster pretty well. Actually, you're going to want Gamble and Menard. Probably. No reason to have Gutierrez there. So bump up Gamble. Bump up Menard. I had a feeling it changed some things slightly about who was on the playoff roster and who wasn't. You guys bump up Avi England? You don't really need Brad Keller. I mean, you can go crazy with the pitching talent here, that's for sure. Pedro Ponce, how was he in the regular season? He was pretty good. I mean, honestly, you could shorten up on replacement options. And just, like, not have Miles Naylor. Depends on how crazy you want to go with the pitching, but, I mean, there are certainly a lot of pitch. The problem is, like, when are you going to actually go to Avi England, you know? That's something we've noticed in the playoffs, is you guys do like to run with the same players. So Francis Menard can probably go too then. So that works out well. Let's do it, chat. Your first playoff run. Hosting Baltimore as the #1 seed in the best of 5. Let's see what happens. And again, this could be the first and only playoff run that you need. The Kingdome is the site. The question is, do you go with Yuri Perez, Jim David? Who do you go with for game one? The Cy Young winner or the higher rated option, Yuri Perez? Who do you go with in game one? Some good love for Jim David. Jim's getting the call in game one. Lineup-wise, Sposato, Lux, Soto, Vladdy, Steer, Rafaela. Weber is in at DH, Slaughter, and then Ray. It's not bad. All right, let's see how she goes. As David sends him down in order. Leadoff double for Sposato. Chat, I obviously want to get through this relatively quickly. Small ball or swing away? Let's set the standard for how you want to play this. Small ball or swing away? Swing away is going to be the deal. More than likely, only playing small ball late in the game or if you're losing by one. 2-run shot for Gavin Lux. Vancouver strikes first. 3 straight strikeouts. But the A's are up. David walks Gorman. Manzardo into a double play. Weber walks. He has the speed to steal, but we're not even going to worry about it unless you're losing. Slaughter down. Ray grounds out. They wouldn't have knocked him over anyway. Walk for Cruz. Teal goes down. Chiriot, man, a successful pickoff. David continuing the deal. Sposato, leadoff single. Lux into a fielder's choice. Soto strikes out. Vladdy walks. Steer lines out. Solo shot for Dominguez. The Orioles on the board. Weber's on again. Slaughter knocks him over. Ray. Bases loaded. For the shortstop, Robert Sposato. Fielder's choice, Gavin Lux gets an opportunity and strikes out. Rough break there. This game is tied. Chiriot with the RBI double. David in a little bit of trouble, and all of a sudden, Baltimore leads. Can David get out of it? Yes, he can, but it's 3-2 Orioles. Soto leadoff single. Guerrero's hit by a pitch. Chat, do you go small ball to tie it? Or do you swing away with the MVP, Spencer Steer? Small ball seems to be the word. Swing's getting some votes here. Swing it is. Steer into a fielder's choice. Rafaela, sac fly, ties the game. Weber grounds out. Chat, calling for the bullpen last time. Do you still feel that way about David, or do you want to give him a little bit of time? It's a tie game after 5 innings. It's your Cy Young winner. How ruthless are you going to be towards the Cy Young winner? One more it is. 2-out single for Manzardo. Cruz goes down. Their starter's out. He's still got energy. Teal down. Chiriot walks. Is now the time. Is now the time. 1 on, 1 out. Is now the time, chat. Okay. Who do you want? Who do you want? Pretty much every pitcher was really good this year. Who do you want? 2 switch hitters in the next 3 batters. So, handedness. I mean, granted, you got a bunch of righties anyway. 2 lefties. Morion, Hollowell, Santos, all getting shouts. Morion's getting the call. It's a fly out. Dominguez also down. To the 8th, leadoff walk. Fielder's choice. To the bottom of the 8th, Steer, leadoff single. Can't imagine you're going to want to pinch run him, and you probably don't like the steal rating. Rafaela, RBI triple. Weber down. Slaughter, RBI single. It's 5-3. And to the top of the 9th with the 2-run lead. Is it the all-star closer, Derek Hope? Only a 79, but he did make it to the all-star game. Is it Hope? Is it Santos is the highest rated? Hope's the guy. Cruz down. Teal singles. Chirrillo walks. And an interesting situation for Derek Hope. Let's see how it plays out. A very interesting situation here for Derek Hope. Keeping hope alive for Baltimore. Leslie Brever is up.
At the plate now, and that's inside. Way to lay off that pitch down.
The Athletics try to secure game 1 of this best of 5 ALDS matchup. Lefty deals on the 1-0, hits the strike zone.
All eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get
these fucking jerseys. A 1-1, fouled off by Braver.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really
1 out, 2-strike situation here for the All-Star, Derek Hope.
Up the middle.
Grounder up the middle. Sposato couldn't handle it, and the bases are loaded. The sophomore shortstop, Sposato, could not handle it. The bases are loaded. With 1 out for Baltimore, and the manager turns to Gregory Santos, the veteran.
Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time,
so Santos will try to clean up the mess.
So bases loaded.
Cap off this game. Dominguez is up.
Jason Dominguez splits the plate.
Sinker in there for strike 1. Dominguez had a very strong regular season, has a home run tonight. Tough spot for Santos to be in.
Ball 1 there.
Misses on a high circle change.
Right now, you can feel it.
The Vegas Athletics of Seattle. Kingdome brought back to life.
And a ground ball.
Dominguez gets a ball through. This game will be tied 5-5. Dominguez gets it done as the young Athletics cannot secure this game. Vladdy can't get there. A 5-3 lead has disappeared in the 9th inning. A joint blown save, essentially. Wild to check swings, but still went around. Go ahead run on 3rd with 1 out.
And prevent that run from scoring.
Can Baltimore take the lead?
And ball 1.
Sinker misses. The Oakland Vancouver Athletics. There you go. Elise and Ponce warming up. A 1-1 count. Santos misses on the slider.
Some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Tough situation for Santos. Fouled off. That error at short was huge. They called it a base hit, too. They didn't even call it an error. Tough play to make. 2-2 count to Wilder. Swings and misses on the slider.
Strikeout there. He's really good.
It's a monstrous strikeout. No sac fly. Runner holds at third. Who's up next for Baltimore? It's Kobe Mayo.
And he's back safely.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Baltimore has tied the game. They're trailing 5-3. Couple lead changes in this one.
First pitch misses.
Slider misses. 36 home runs in the regular season for Kobe Mayo. Goddamn.
Kicks and deals. That's down and in. Chris Smith, distraction, and a speedy guy at first.
That's a tough miss.
Favorable hitters count. Well, if not, fall off foul.
Kobe Mayo, it's going to hook foul to right. Nearly catching Santos.
Here's a 2-1.
The 2-1.
And another ball.
Misses on a slider. Nolan Gorman on deck.
You know that they don't want to walk you, so you're going to get a pitch to hit. You just better.
They succeeded in a bases loaded situation earlier. Will they get another one?
And that's ball 4.
Yes, they will. Another slider that Mayo doesn't chase.
Pretty much gifted in first base with a quick free pass.
Nolan Gorman, rough night here in game 1. But a chance to be the hero for Baltimore. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Gorman's gonna drive in a run on a base hit down the middle, and they take the lead at 7-5. Nolan Gorman delivers.
The numbers courtesy of StatCast. Do you even
Wasn't sure if the runner would score from second. Got to a godly ginger. Aren't all gingers godly? As Pedro Elise, whatever you prefer, has been brought in, the third reliever of the inning for Vancouver, who went from being up by 2 to now trailing by 2.
So 2 down, and here's the first baseman, Kyle Manzardo.
Wow. That brings up Manzardo.
Inside corner, that's a strike.
2-seamer in there for strike 1. Take a monumental comeback in the bottom of the 9th for the Orioles to not steal game 1 on the road.
Second, 2 down. Here in the late stages of game 1.
Ruiz delivers. Fastball in there again for strike 2.
It's kind of a prototypical bullpen arm in today's game. Electric stuff that results in a ton of strikeouts and a tough
The
spot.
0-2 to Kyle Manzardo.
Benefit. 2 outs.
Gets him swinging on 3 pitches.
So an incredible rally.
Vancouver down by 2, heading to the bottom of the 9th. Gavin Lux, Juan Soto, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The heart and soul of this team for years. Due up as Lawrence Ponce, their closer, blown save in a previous attempt here in the postseason. As Gavin Lux leads off.
The pitch. Just missed.
Fastball misses high. This is what you've paid these 3 the big money for. To save the day in a situation like this. As Lux, high to left field, 1 down. Juan Soto.
Here's Juan Soto. Singing, you can't ask for anything more. This guy checks all the boxes offensively.
He sure does. All of the boxes. Not that box, though, because strike 1.
Ready for the ball game. I tell you what, his teammates feed off of the leadership that he shows.
Strike 1. Ponce deals. Soto swings and misses on the fastball. 0-2 count quickly. Soto pops up to center. And the Athletics are down to their final out here in game 1. What a playoff debut.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Chris, baseball
Vladdy steps up,
strikeouts, and they are available to
and he
pitchers,
gets
but
something going for this team.
bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out.
Fastball in there for strike one.
Yeah, his swing is so
I
good.
vote we
It's
menu
in
sim
the
this
zone
going
all the
forward.
time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
This is on the sinker.
Misses, and that's ball one. Saying one of the things that's interesting is
A 1-1 from Ponce.
don't worry about swinging this from an offensive.
Wasn't even a slider, it was a fastball.
Somebody who contacts the ball
Down to their last strike.
Think of that as
Vladdy gets a base hit to left.
Joey gets on base.
Just beyond the outstretched glove of the third baseman.
That's tremendous fight from him.
The tying run comes to the plate.
Fired up down there, down to the last strike, and he comes up with a hit.
Wow,
to keep the game
big
alive.
hit there for Vladdy.
Over yet.
Spencer Steer, the MVP.
They've got the no doubles defense.
Jesus Christ, this lineup's a murderer's row.
Fielders guarding the lines.
Steer to second. Baltimore takes game one.
Well, all game, this team had to
A rough,
Man, those fans make
rough
it.
showing
Took the lead in the ninth inning, quite
for the Athletics there,
those final 3 outs in the
as the
bottom half.
bullpen can't seal the deal,
Very well executed ball game.
and your 4 highest paid position players get just 1 base hit.
Here's one
Big win for Baltimore.
Score from this one, Chris.
It was a close 2-run game, and a couple of key moments just really made the difference. Not much separates these two teams.
A 7-5 final
Orioles
score in
take
this
game number 1. I imagine we'll be seeing Yuri Perez in game number 2. A great victory for Baltimore there. Great game for Dominguez as well. Yeah, rough showing for the bullpen there. It looks like you had won it in the bottom of the 8th. But the Orioles didn't give up. We go to game number 2. Back at the Dome. Yuri Perez will be on the mound. Am I allowed to just hit quick manage but keep it in the middle? Oh. I am. Well, interesting. I didn't know we could do that. I don't know what the hell that means. I feel like it just gives us control of the team regardless. I mean, it started Perez, who gets the first out. Walks Dominguez. It doesn't work. You control both teams. Shit. Well, I'm just going to have to simulate the rest of this game then. I didn't know it would actually let me hit A. Well, let's see how game 2 goes, shall we? A 12-9 Orioles victory. Jesus Christ. The bullpen again. Again, the bullpen blew it. 3 runs in the top of the 9th for Baltimore. Watching it or simming it, the bullpen blows it. That's unbelievable. You had to tie it in the bottom of the 9th, and you did. But they get 3 more runs in the 11. 20 hits total. And the 85-win Orioles are 1 win away from upsetting the number 1 seed in the American League. Oh, Yuri. Did Yuri get hurt? No, he got lit up. Yuri Perez allows 5 runs, not getting out of the first inning. Derek Hope blows a save. Morion gets charged with the loss. Hollowell couldn't stop the bleeding either. Wow. The strength of this team all season long, you could argue, was the pitching. Vancouver needs to win 3 straight, including the next 2 in Baltimore. Wow. Well, the pitcher's obvious. It will be Richie Christensen. Although, Christ, Yuri Perez is certainly ready to go for another game. Richie Christensen will take over. Soto with just 1 hit and 10 at-bats so far. You could optimize a little bit, but to be honest, you just need the big players to show up. Game 3. Leadoff single for Sposato. Again, gonna hold off on stealing until it's more dangerous situations. Just swing away. Juan Soto, RBI double. Vladdy down. Steer walks. Rafaela strikes out. But 1-0 Vancouver early on. Double play ball. 1, 2, 3 there. Strong start for Christensen. Leadoff double for Sposato. Gavin Lux with the 2-run shot. It's 3-0 Vancouver. Guerrero with a 1-out double. Steer down, Rafaela down. Put some insurance for Christensen. Oh, an error there. Will it be costly? No, it won't. They get out of it. Strong effort from Christensen so far. 2 on, 1 out for Teal, who brings Baltimore back to within 1. 3-2 through 4. Soto walks. Guerrero can't do anything. I can't listen to this fucking scat man right now. It's goddamn hilarious. We're leaving it. Whatever. Let's see. Through 5, 3-2 Vancouver, must-win game. Baltimore starters out. Steer with a leadoff double. Rafaela brings him in. It's 4-2. Weber down. John's laughter. RBI single. It's 5-2. All right, 5-2. Heading to the bottom of the 6th. Christensen still with some energy here. 2-out single for Teal. Another single, and that'll probably do it for Christensen. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Who do you want? What do you want? Who do you want? Who do you trust? Ponce, seeming to be a popular shout. Ponce it is. Gives up an immediate single. Luis Almeida, 2 outs, bases loaded, strikes out. Ponce got it done. Vladdy, 2-out single. Steer walks. Rafaela grounds out. Leadoff triple for Braver. Dominguez down. Valencia with an RBI single. Kobe Mayo into a fielder's choice. Manzardo singles. Would you like that to be it for Pedro Ponce? Here in the bottom of the 7th. Who do you want, chat? Ali's getting some shouts. Gamble. Elias, Gamble. Elias, Gamble. It's Gamble. Gary Gamble's in. Strikes out Kyle Teal. Weber walks. Laughter singles. Ray with an RBI single at 6-3. Sposato down. Lux against Liriano flies out. Soto walks. Bases loaded. 2 outs for Vladdy. Grounds out. Gamble survives. 9th inning. Steer down. Rafaela down. Weber down. Do you stick with Gamble for the extended save? Or do you bring in somebody else to get these final 3 outs with a 3-run lead as Vancouver tries to keep their season alive? Keep is the word. Dominguez, singles. Valencia, down. Mayo, RBI double. Tying run to the plate, Kyle Manzardo. Do you keep or do you change? Looks like the trust will be there with Gamble. Against Manzardo. Grounds out. Kyle Teal is down. And Vancouver, for now at least, staves off elimination with a 6-4 win in Game 3 as Kerry Gamble delivers. There will be a 4th game in this series. The question is, Who the hell gets the start? Yuri Perez obviously has max stamina. You would have Jim David for game 5. Do you go to Baroa or do you throw Yuri back out there? I mean, you could argue Jim David now, but then who would you trust in game 5? David's not quite 100% stamina. Honestly, you have to go back to Yuri Perez. You have to. You just gave him that big fucking contract. This is what you're paying him for. And chat seems to agree. Yuri Perez gets another chance. Game 4 must win for Vancouver. Double play there. Leadoff double for Braver. Dominguez down. Valencia grounds out. Mayo grounds out. He survives a scare. 1 out single for Steer. Rafaela down. Weber singles. John's laughter. Goes down. Leadoff single for Gorman. Another single for Manzardo. RBI single for Cruz. 1-0 Baltimore. Kyle Teal, fielder's choice. Chirrio is down. Braver down. Perez allows just 1. Not much happening offensively, though, for Vancouver. Leadoff double for Dominguez. Ground out. Mayo reaches on an error. Gorman down. Manzardo down. He keeps playing with fire, but hardly getting burned. But still just 3 hits now. Solo shot for Cruz. 2-0 Baltimore. Teal grounds out. Chirrio down. Braver, 2-out double. Dominguez, RBI triple. Is that it for Perez, or do you try to get him the final out? Yuri Perez in a playoff situation. The first time in his career, hasn't been ready for it. Do you change or do you stick with him for one more at bat? You got a pretty tired bullpen. Get the outs the word. Valencia strikes him out. Rafael leadoff single. Weber down. Laughter down. Ray walks. Robert Sposato flies out. Well, you trusted Perez before. Let's see what happens here because he still has the energy. Mayo down. Gorman down. Manzardo down. Got him out in order. Lux reaches second on an error. Soto walks. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. can tie it with 1 swing of the bat. He flies out. The MVP, Spencer Steer, flies out. Rafaela grounds out. That's got to be it for Perez, energy-wise. Just 4 hits for the offense through 6. Who do you trust from the bullpen here? Santos, Hollowell. Another shout for Santos. Now it's looking like Hollowell. Going once on Hollowell. Twice. Sold. Hollowell in, 1 out walk to Teal. Chirrio down. Braver singles, 2 on, 2 outs for Jason Dominguez. Fielder's choice, he gets out of it. Weber flies out. Slaughter walks. Ray flies out. Sposato strikes out. Still just 4 hits for Vancouver. Good job by Hollowell. Lux leadoff single. Soto double play. Vladdy strikes out. Hollowell a 1 out walk. Teal with a 2-run shot. And that might just end Vancouver's season. Kyle Teal, the 2-run shot in the bottom of the 8th. It wasn't a regular season collapse, but it has been a playoff collapse. The number 1 seed with 103 wins, about to lose to the 85-win Orioles. Shouts for Santos. Gives up a triple to Chiriot. Braver down. Dominguez down. Spencer Steer leads off. Flies out. Rafaela strikes out. Weber singles. You never know with 2 outs. The game likely over. But you never say never. Kansas City awaiting the winner after sweeping Boston. John Slaughter is up as Vancouver 1 out away. A 1% chance. You would make us watch our own funeral. Well, you never know. And if you win, you'll be like, thank you for watching it, my God.
Up and throwing.
This pitcher's
Not over yet.
disrupting the hitter's timing with the mix of pitches and changing
120 pitches for Roger Gall, their starter in this game. Misses on a slider.
And that's exactly what you want on the mound.
Not a chance. Literally a 1% chance, Warrior. That is a chance. Thank you very much. You can't argue with probability. Slaughter misses the fastball.
Notice how they're swinging too early or too
The Athletics down to their final strike.
guess right on a few of those pitches, and I mean make an educated guess.
And another
Holds off on the splitter. 103 wins for Vancouver. #1 seed in the American League. Down to their final strike in the ALDS to Baltimore here in Game 4.
that one misses.
Gall looking for the complete game shutout. It goes to a full count.
Right there, but you don't want to end this
Tyrone Ray
shoulder.
on deck, the #9 hitter. Everything going wrong. And the Baltimore Orioles pull off the upset. Strikes out, Slaughter looking. It'll be O's and Royals.
Well, a really
Duking it out for the pennant.
win, they can move on to the next round and I think relax a little bit more. Congratulations. Get ready for the ALCS.
Collapse of a different kind. Chat last year looked to be in the driver's seat to make the playoffs. You ended up finishing 500 and missing out. This year, the top 3 Cy Young nominees all on the same team. The MVP. And in your elimination game, just 6 hits and no runs on the board. As Roger Gall with the complete game shutout. Wow. A shocking end. Why not start doing half sim inning? Because the AI will not sub out pitchers. So your pitcher could give up 16 runs and they won't sub him out. That's why. That's why we don't do the half inning sim. Oh man, a tough end. A tough end to say the least to what looked like an incredibly promising season. Baltimore wins the series. Again, quick managed, fully simulated accidentally. They got the win in Game 3 and then shut out in Game 4. And we know the numbers aren't going to be pretty. Baroa never got to pitch. Yuri Perez, 2 starts, 5.2 innings pitched. A horrific showing for a Cy Young finalist. And Yuri Perez, literally, I thought I accidentally turned off my damn PC. Literally in Game 1, he didn't make it out, or Game 2, he didn't make it out of the first inning. Again, first year of the mega contract that was front-loaded for the rest of his career. Jim David started Game 1, did his best. Didn't have a horrible showing, not a great one. Richie Christensen was pretty damn good in Game number 3. But then the story becomes the bullpen. Howie Elliott took over when Perez was out in Game 2. He pitched very well. Morion, Elise, not great. Pedro Ponce, Hollowell, I mean, the ERA is granted limited sample sizes, but they speak for themselves. Derek Hope got lit up. Campbell did okay. The pitching, that did so well in the regular season didn't show up. Sposato did his best, batting .300 over 20 at-bats. Gavin Lux carried. Juan Soto ghosted. At 32 years old, he's got 2 years left on his deal, an option for that, player option for that final year that you used, I believe, to get the value up there. But Juan Soto ghosted. Vladdy did well on average. 1 home run, 1 RBI. It was a solo shot. That's all he did. The MVP, Spencer Steer. That's not good enough. Rafaela did well. He and Gavin Lux. Sposato as well. Marcus Weber did okay for a young player. Slaughter honestly did okay despite being the last strikeout. And then Tyrone Ray, I think, faced mostly righties where he's pretty bad. So that was to be expected. It's just a choke. That is a choke. They failed to show up when you guys needed them the most. It's pretty much all it comes down to. Rough end to the season in Vancouver.